this is my Aunt Lily's sewing basket, and this is the one I just bought. I almost didn't make this video because I thought it would maybe be a bit boring, but then I started going through the sewing box and I had to show you guys. So this is my great Aunt Lily's sewing basket, and it is full of little things like this little New Testament from the 1920s, scraps of fabric and sewing notions, sewing manual, just some really cool things that all belong to my great Aunt Lily, who my sister is named after. I've always loved that sewing basket, and at the thrift store yesterday, I found this one, which is very similar. It's not a family heirloom, of course, but it is, well, some families, but it looks very similar, and it is loaded with stuff. Open it, it has this really pretty silk background, has the Lord's Prayer pinned up there, and it's just full of sewing notions that I'm so excited about. And this kind of thing really interests me. I love to watch these kind of videos, though I always get impatient with them. I'm like, you're grabbing the wrong things. Let's look at that other thing over there. But I still find them interesting. And I wasn't gonna make this video though, because I wasn't sure if anyone else would like to see this and if it would be too boring or what. But I started going through this and I'm like, okay, I have to show you guys because some of the things in here are just so cool. So the first thing that caught my eye is this little gold pouch. And when you open it up, it's a miniature sewing kit. It has 2 safety pins, a little pair of scissors, 3 sewing needles, and a whole bunch of different threads, and a paper measuring tape. I have another kit from the 1970s that is very similar to this one. The same paper measuring tape, similar thread, all that. So that's the first thing. Then this paper, oops, broke the rubber band. This paper case from Walmart has a Walmart sticker on it, and it is photo mounting corners. I don't know what I will use those for. Maybe I'll use them in my journal, but yeah, I probably will, because they're kind of cute. These little black paper ones, and they are sticky still on the back. So I'll probably still use those. It has the instructions on the back. This will be great for junk journaling. So I forgot to mention, the latch is broken. They used a twisty tie because the bamboo hook is missing, but I don't mind. We're just going to go compartment to compartment with this, and then we'll pick up the tray. So in this first compartment, there are a lot of little interesting things, like these scissors. Pull out, oh, upside down, and that is really fun. It has a plastic handle, and they were made to look like silver and stuff, but a lot of that has worn off. So first pair of scissors, there are a ton of scissors in here, so the scissors alone, this is probably worth it. I paid $15. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. I thought these were scissors. I think they're actually surgical scissors, possibly. I could be wrong, but they are really long, which makes me kind of think that. Plus, I can't really read what this says. It says, oh, it's a brand. SKIAR, and then it says stainless. They're kind of long, and then they have, like, these little gripping things on the end. So I'm wondering if maybe these are some kind of surgical scissors. I don't know. Not regular scissors, though. So it's scissors, not scissors. Number 2, a little screwdriver for a sewing machine. A second red one, and the matching tools to go with it. I'm not quite sure what this one is for, but it's broken a little bit. I don't really know what that one was for. Is this one? I'm not really sure what those are for, actually. I assumed they're for a sewing machine, but I realized these actually don't match. They're all red, but they are different. And then a pair of vintage tweezers. a crochet hook, a number 7 crochet hook. It says Germany. I can always use a crochet hook. This adorable little measuring tape. It says made in Taiwan. You can pull it out and then crank it. I always loved these when I was little. This is great for knitting projects and sewing projects and all of that. This teeny tiny toothpick pencil. Look at how little that is. It's so cute. It says Time, the weekly magazine. That's fun. And then another pencil. This one says Frank E. Peters, GC. It's a little red pencil. When I was younger, little pencils was like our favorite thing. And we would use pencils and other little stubs. And then those little stubs were considered very valuable among us children. And sometimes Mom's gonna be like, you naughty kids. We would accidentally break a pencil and then sharpen both ends of it so we could have a double pointed pencil and a mini pencil. Yeah, because they're just considered so cool. And then another thing there is a lot of in this is thimbles. Here's a little black one. Maybe, nope. That's not a thimble, I don't think. That's actually a cap, I think. Because there are little pokey things in there. Could be used as a thimble. This little white thimble with little dashes in it. See that texture? Another thimble. This is a metal one. So 3 thimbles now. Lots of safety pins. They're all hooked together. There are 5 there. A paper clip. 2 buttons. And now we'll move on to the next compartment. And then in the next one we have a lot of thread. Here's a needle in here that's already threaded, a wooden spool. A lot of people say not to use vintage thread in sewing notions because sometimes it can be dry rotted and just weak. I use it anyway. It is I understand because people don't want their projects to fall apart. But I always just kind of test the strength by like breaking it and see how strong it is. Or if I can break it. And I'm totally okay with using vintage thread. It's just so much cheaper. So far there are 4 rolls of thread. Another thimble. This little plastic container for holding needles. Some paper clips and measuring tapes. The cancer prevention study, it says on one of them. So 2 measuring tapes. Here is some, like, I think this is twill tape. It's just white. I think that's twill tape. This little brush I thought was maybe for a sewing machine, but then I saw that it says on the plastic CoverGirl, so it must be a makeup brush. These, I am not sure what these are. I'm assuming they're for something for spools, but I don't know. So if you know what these are, let me know. There are 5 of them on here, and I know that there's more later because I've already looked through this. Some, not all the way. Safety pin. This cute little anchor button that says JG hook. Oh, just kind of cute plastic and metal button. And then on to the next little cubby in here. Vintage thread and vintage buttons are just way cheaper. Years ago, my mom bought this big box full of thread. There was, I don't know, maybe 150 spools of thread, maybe more, I don't know. Tons of thread for maybe $10 or something. I don't know how much it was, but it was really cheap. We got it. That lasted us so many years, probably about 7+ years. I was sewing a lot. And it lasted us so long that whenever I went to go buy thread after that had worn out, I was like, wow, thread is so expensive. Thread and buttons. It was so expensive because I didn't realize how expensive it was because we had always had that big store. Or for years we had. And the price had gone up in that time. So I just buy vintage thread and vintage buttons and stuff. I don't care if I have to throw away some spools because it's dry rotted, the price just makes up for it, and I like the vintage thread. The next container is just spools of thread, and there is one needle. So we're not going to go through that one. I already looked. That's just thread. And in this long rectangle, we have this Liz Claiborne. This is a newer package. Probably just has a replacement button. A little tan button. I will, once I go through this box, I'm going to go through and start organizing everything, because nothing in this is organized. I'll organize everything and put all the buttons in my button jar and all that. Next, we have this little bag that has 2 sewing kits in it. It says the Broadmoor Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's a sewing kit. And on the inside there are some buttons and a needle and thread and a safety pin. This is another sewing kit that has 2 needles, a needle threader. Those are really handy. And a whole bunch of thread. It says Blue Cross Blue Shield offices in St. Louis, Jefferson City, Springfield, and Cape Girardeau. I don't know. Is that? And see, there are more of these, and they're on these little plastic things, and there's 3 sheets of them. So 3 sheets of 6. Red and white. 2 more spools of thread, some of wood, another plastic one, a seam ripper. You can never have too many of those. I think I have like 4 already, but they are handy. This is just 2 patches of fabric, which is very soft actually. Green fabric, a ton of needles stuck into it, and 1 sewing needle. Another sewing kit. This one has little bits of thread and a ton of needles and a safety pin. And all these scissors. So there's this one. This is the other reason that makes me think that other one is a surgical pair of surgical scissors, because this is a suture cutter. It has a little hook. That, I actually didn't know what this was, and I just assumed it was scissors, and I was showing a friend all of the scissors I just got, and she's like, actually, this one is a suture remover. So that's nice to know. If ever you need to remove some stitches or something. This pair of scissors, and I'm gonna see if my dad can sharpen these, because my dad has a knife business, and he sharpens knives and scissors and all that, and so I'm gonna see if he can do that, because that would be really nice to have a whole bunch of sharp scissors. So there's 2 pairs of regular, 2 pairs of pinking shears. I don't know how sharp these are, or if maybe Dad could sharpen them. I don't know. He's probably going to be like, Joelle, what are you doing? What are you saying? This is a pair of Sure-Cut scissors from Japan. Also pinking shears. So 2 pairs of pinking, 2 pairs of regular, and 2 surgical scissors. And then in here, there's just a random pin and 2 safety pins, and another one of those caps. It's not a thimble, it's a cap. It has those little pointy things in it. And that is all for the top layer. This next layer gets more exciting. So, on top, we have this pin cushion, and I did not realize it at first, but so this is full of pins. And I didn't even actually realize this until my sister pointed it out to me. There is a ton of thread in this. There's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rolls. 8 rolls of thread, and they're held on with a string. So you can just have your thread, your needles, a nice little sewing cushion. That's kind of fun. And then pink bubble wrap, nothing in it. Big pack of sewing needles. This looks like the top of a sock, maybe? I'm not sure because it's not a big rib, but this is this very soft acrylic tube. This one is kind of fun. This is a ladies' full-length raincoat with hood. It says special. Snap fasteners, clear plastic film, fits all sizes. Keep one in your purse, one in your car. Made in China. I have not unfolded this, but later I will, and I will include a clip of that. Maybe me wearing it. That would be fun. Let me look at this card. Yep, nothing on the back. Just a pocket raincoat. It says New York City on the back. And it does have a barcode on the back, so I don't know how old it is. Probably newer, but it's kind of cool. Next, some very old lady looking buttons. These look like what you would find in like an 80s suit. I could be wrong on that, but that's what it seems to me. This is a K. Kellogg needle pack, needle/recipe pack. 40 nickel-plated gold eye needles in assorted sizes, plus 1 needle threader. Kellogg's all-brand, the organic, natural laxative cereal. And Kellogg's Bran Buds, the modern laxative cereal in a delicious new form. Nutritious and delicious Kellogg's all-bran and Bran Bud cereals provide bulk for regularity, whether eaten as a cereal or in muffins or other hot breads. And inside, there are these needles, the green foils. This one obviously came unglued from right here. More needles. There's a lot of needles in here. Another pack of needles that did not come with it. We have gotten so many needles in here. This is amazing. This is just a black paper that was in between the two. More needles and a needle threader. The needles alone would probably make this worth it. This kind of reminds me of a baby quilt. Like from the hospital blankets. That's what it feels like, the texture. It's a little pocket. I think it's supposed to be a pocket. Neatly serged and all that. Then there is I've not looked at these next few ones. Ooh, I love this needle case. We used to have one similar to it. It's from the 1940s, and they also had some 1930s ones. It says Happy Home Rust-Proof Needle Book. Nickel-plated, 85 assorted gold eye needles and threader. It's just so cute. I think I'm going to put this on my wall, actually. Whoa, and this one is full. Needle threader, needles. It says finest quality, and then everything we already read on the front cover. This is a ton of needles. There are a lot of needle books. And then this is Safeway's the best place to shop. Finest foods, low prices, money back guarantee. And this is full too, almost completely full. There are a lot of needle packs in here. That is awesome. And needle threaders. I have like 3 needle threaders at least. And another Safeway needle book. Exact same, not quite as full. But that's what? There's at least 6 packs of needles now, I just counted. These I have seen, these vintage. This is a tag from a sweater. It says full fashion sweater made of 100% acrylic fiber. Excellent characteristics of acrylic fiber products. Lighter, warmer, and stronger than wool. Would not say it's, I think I prefer wool, but this cute little button, acrylic button. An empty wooden spool. That is fun. There's a pattern in here, but it's sadly a little not my favorite. Just another needle case. I have a lot of needle cases now. And another needle case. A spool of thread. The kids will love these. Googly eyes. And there are 6, so the 3 littles in the house, I will give them to. They will love that. Here is a button. Look how cute. And a pincushion with only, there are 3 sewing needles in this, and 1 pin. Right there. And then, this pattern, not sure if I'll really use it. It's not quite my style, but yeah, I'm almost sure I will not use it. Not at all my style, but there's a pattern. Now we've reached the bottom over here, and there's this Bondex. Is an ironing and mending patch. Mending and decorating, it says. And it still has a lot of patches in it, so that's really cool. There's, well, at least two. There's a purple and a red. That's neat. And then this is from a Barbie pattern, apparently. Barbie sewing book. It's just, yeah, talking about how to make different darts and pressing things and all that. It's from a pattern for Barbie clothes, because it's talking about how to sew the different things. And now we'll scoot over. This cute little case. This case is very similar to a green taxidermist case that I have, but it's not. It says Harday's Sewing Kit. It opens up and you have a wool pad that has some pins and needles and stuff on it, and a thing of a spool for thread, and it only has one kind of thread on it, some beige thread. And this space probably held a pair of scissors. An empty plastic bag. We'll add that to the empty stack. This spool case full of all wooden spools, so that's really cool. This will come out. Oh dear. It's stuck in there. This cute little wooden needle case. My great-grandma had one of these, and so I really love them. There's nothing in this I can hear. Yep, nothing in there. So my great-grandma had one of these, and I found another one for like $1 at the antique store, and I got that one. Then if this one, it'll be really nice to have. Whoa, this is heavy. I did not expect this to be heavy. A little dice, and like I said, all of this thread. There's so much thread. So there's 10 on the top layer, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's at least 20 spools of thread, plus that one, 21. There's a lot of thread. Okay, so this is full of sewing things. Superior Plastic Products. This is from a hospital because it has a room number and a date and stuff. Or a space for that. Ooh, about cut my finger. A little razor blade. This zip clip, patent applied for. Sewing thing. Here's another one. I wonder how these worked. Not quite sure. There's 2 of them. There are 3 metal spools, 2 needle threaders, and a little plastic thing, and a button. I'm gonna put those in there, remembering that there's a razor blade in there. Next, some embroidery floss, 3 of those. Some more hem tape, I believe. Bias tape. I love bias tape, and I am very low on it, so I'm glad I have that. Here's a pink thing of bias tape. Wiggle eyes. There's 2 more. Guess what? Wisdom just got 1 too now. A case full of safety pins. 2 of these big, kind of ugly buttons, but I think these would look kind of cool though on a sweater for the kids maybe. And more buttons, all black ones of various sizes. Paper clip. And these are little tiny rubber bands. Look at that label. Copyright 1940. Got some 1940s rubber bands. That's kind of cool. You want to see what those look like? Ooh, they're still soft. They're not dry rotted. Little tiny ones. That's really fun. This is going to go in my junk journal too because I love vintage packaging, and so when I'm done with those, I will do that. A JC Penney shoehorn. Another box of thread. So let's see, we are at 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 spools of thread. Definitely more than worth it. This thread, like purple. This pendant from Big Bend National Park. And there's not a lot in here, so I'm not going to take everything out. A small measuring tape. Made out of wood, I think. It feels... No. It's weird. It's really light. I think it's just some kind of weird plastic. This... Okay. This is so cool. Okay. Self-seal envelope. 2 keys. They're not as pretty as I was hoping, but says long lock. There's 2 keys in here, matching keys. That's kind of fun. It says your key to a pleasant trip. Some little snap fasteners, and it's kind of interesting. Needle case. I have a lot of needle cases now. A thread kit for hose. It says compliments of Dale's Steakhouse and Motel, dining and lodging at its best in Seward, Nebraska. Bob Neeland Agency, Mitchell, South Dakota. Is that? And these I've seen before. So there's thread, and then these little like matchstick things that are for if you had a run in your stocking. Not exactly sure how that would help, but it says moisten tab, when sticky, apply both ends of run. Can't harm, washes out. So I guess that would be like if it had a run, you could put one of those on to stop the run until you could get home and fix it. I'm assuming. And that is all in this cardboard container. No markings on it. And this should be fun. This is, oh, no way. There's another exciting thing in there. Okay, so this is Cruel Embroidery, I believe it's called. Oh, it's like a 70s mushroom one. Look at how cute. It's kind of quirky and fun, little frog. It's almost completely done. Or is it done? Yeah, it's completely done. I'm going to have to frame this, because I think that's really, oh, no, it's not done. There's one mushroom right here that is not filled in with the yellow. I wonder if there's thread in here so I can finish that. Nevertheless, it is quite cute. I love the ferns. This is probably not something I would choose to make for myself. But I love embroidery and needlework, and so I definitely put this on my wall. It's a bit more vibrant and 70s than I would normally choose, but I do love it. So when I took this out, you should have seen my reaction. I squealed. I was so excited. I'm like, no way. Soft suede case. This feeling reminds me of my great-grandpa's watch case. Kind of has that same velvety feel to it. It says, oh, I just realized it has Voltaire in the corner. It's stamped. Saw this. I started to pull out and was like, no way. It can't be. Look at that. It says Lil, which is actually my sister's nickname, and she tried to claim it immediately when she saw that. She's like, it's my name. It's meant for me. And I'm like, I'm going to be selfish and keep it. Anyways, you pull out this. And you want to know what this is. It opens up, and you have a mirror. Then, pick up this little tab. Look at that. It says volupte, something like that. A mesh screen. A penny is in there. And this penny says 1 cent United States of America. It's kind of neat to see how our pennies have changed. The weight is very different. It says it has a 1946 date on it. That's really fun. And this is brand new, never been used. Link. Someone bought this, never filled it. You could buy lipsticks That would go in this, and I'll read the ad to you in a minute. And you can buy, you know, there's obviously a powder puff and all that. This is in like perfect condition. The top is a little bit scratched because the flap of this had come open and it gotten a little bit scratched, but the inside and everything, it's just perfect condition. So this is a little paper that was on top of the powder puff. Let's see. I'm gonna read that. It says lip lock, and then it says lip lock by Volupte. It says genuine collector's item by Volupte. It says compact and lipstick for the space of one. This dainty little twosome has a deep powder well with a large fluffy puff and a beautiful lipstick case that slides out like a tiny drawer to hold your own favorite lipstick. Flip open the lipstick lock and a magic mirror springs up at your service. Care of your compact. This Volupte compact is specially lacquered to retain its jewel-like beauty. Clean with soft cloth only, never with polish. Avoid spilling perfume or alcohol on it or sliding it across hard surfaces. Always carry the compact in its cover. If your store cannot supply puffs, sifters, or lipstick refills, write to Volupte Incorporated, and then it has the address. And the back, you would check what ones you needed. Puffs, you could get, size 16 was what you need for this case. 5 puffs for $1, 5 sifters for $1, or a lipstick refill was 60 cents, including tax. And the lipstick colors you could choose from are light, medium, raspberry, or orchid. You would put your name and address, and it signifies if it was a check or a money order. And you could order yourself refills for this. I cannot believe how great of condition this is in, and while I wouldn't probably be able to justify this, buying myself this, because I don't really have a use for it. I don't really wear makeup and can't really get the vintage makeup for it. I am very, very thrilled this was in here. And I love the engraving style. Like, isn't that just gorgeous? Hopefully you can see that better. I might have to do a separate video. It says Lil, and I don't know, it's just so sweet. And I thought it was so cool that this case looks like my great aunt Lily's sewing case, and this is engraved with Lil. I just think that's so cute. So before we get to the next exciting thing that I did not know was in here, let's go through this stack. So this is a mending patch. Here's another one. Here is a zipper. I love vintage zippers. The quality is way better than anything we have now. And this is a drawing. No way. February 1971. That's so cool. It says by Kathy. That has the table name. It says 8th hour. February of 1971. I have to do this. Isn't that cute? And I wondered what, I thought maybe that was a pattern, but it's not. Piece of cardboard from a bias tape. Another zipper. This one's a blue one. It says baby blue. This, it says Firestone S&E Firestone Dealer Store. It's a phone number and it's from Nebraska. I don't really know what these are. It says something on it, but I can't really read it. So if you know what these are for, let me know. Is this maybe for spools? St. Paul, it says. I don't know what else it says, but this is the thing that made me squeal when I went to go get the other makeup thing. A second one. And it also says Lil. That is the sweetest thing. I love family things. It says babe on the inside. It's a little wallet, I think. It's not actually makeup. Look at that. That is so cool. I love that these both belong to Lil. You can hear someone coming. I think they heard me. Look how cute. We are nearing the end. There are letters in here or something. Okay, so the first thing, let's start with these two that were tucked in. Happy Mother's Day. Thinking of you on a very special day. I love you so very much. Tim. And then it says Mom on the outside. That's so cute. This says Patrick L. These are like, I think that these were supposed to be used as labels. Maybe it's, you have to like label the clothes. And then, I think this is a pattern. Or no. This is, I think, another drawing. Is it? Aww. It's another drawing. This one is way too huge to try to show you, but it has a river and like little horses. It looks like a child did this. This is so cool, and it makes me really sad though to think that someone donated this. There's a Mother's Day card. There's this. The other drawing. Now for the letters. I might not read these all on camera because I feel like that's a bit personal, which seems silly because I'm reading them, but "1968. Aw, dear Lex and Lil." I'm feeling crying because there's just so many personal touches to this. This is a family thing. And it makes me want to, like, someone donated it, but I feel bad almost keeping this when there's so many personalized things. And I didn't think I would cry on this. I can't read this right now. This is a year later. Feels silly to cry, but I did not expect that. I'm not going to read those because there's a lot of personal information and family things in it. And it's not my family, but I want to protect them. Family is very important, and I know these are just things, but you can see the personal touches and things that were part of their lives. And while these are just material items, I really, really hope that this wasn't donated by accident. I don't think it was. A lot of times things just get donated, but really hope it wasn't by accident. And I'm very glad to have these things. They're very special. I'm just really neat to look through. So yeah, that was everything in here. And I don't want this to end in a sad, sentimental note though. So I'm going to show some of the things from my great Aunt Lily's sewing box that you might enjoy. So this is her little New Testament book, which I have loved ever since I was little. It's just so fun, and it says Lily in it, and because that was of course, her name. And it says 1918 right there. And look at how tiny this is. It's just so cute. Very fine pages. And yeah, I guess there's not really much in here, but it's really cute. Of course there's stuff in this entire New Testament, but she had this little sewing book. It says, instructions for using the Singer sewing machine, September 1920. This is a 1920s one. My Aunt Lily always wore a rose perfume. It is still produced today. We don't really use it though because it is a petroleum thing, but my great Aunt Lily was known for always smelling like roses. She had this special rose perfume that came in a metal tin. They still make it the exact same packaging and everything, and my grandma bought that for my sister Lily because she's her namesake. She also really loved purple, which is kind of fun because that's my sister's favorite color too. And look how pretty this handkerchief is. It has this really pretty net. And she had this adorable snap fastener packaging. Look at how cute those illustrations are. I just love it. Vintage illustrations are my very favorite, and I want to have vintage illustrations up on my wall because I just really, really like them. I don't know. I just think they're so precious. There was some plastic in there for some reason that just fell out. This is funny. Probably my Aunt Lily used, I think this is from a magazine, it looks like. It's pretty stiff though. Vintage magazines were so much sturdier than our magazines. I've bought a few vintage magazines, and they're just way better quality. Now we actually think they're just disposable, which they kind of are, but yeah. It says, by using the investor's systematic payout plan, and then on the back is this clipping of an article. The cute illustration. And I think this is for a quilt block pattern. I believe we have some quilt blocks that she made or another relative made that has like this in the pattern, the shape in the pattern, I think. And then she has all these pattern pieces for a chain of diamonds quilt, which is really cool. Maybe I should make that. That would be fun. These are like from photos. It says, home designed storage unit hides clutter. She saved this from a newspaper or magazine. Look at that storage closet. That's fun. This is an ad for, a hearing aid. That's funny. This is Kansas Farmer for March 2nd, 1968. What's that? And I just realized these pictures show her getting into the bottom of the cabinet, and then for coats. So that's about all in my Aunt Lily's sewing basket. There's a few other things, but there was not nearly as much in that sewing basket. So I will end the video here. I hope you enjoyed this. I just love things like this, and these sewing supplies will be very handy to me. I love to sew, and like I said, sewing notions are just so expensive. So if you enjoyed this video and you want more like it, let me know, because I buy these things anyway, and it would be fun to share them with you. Don't know that I'll buy a sewing basket again because I already have one, but I might sometime. Anyway, hopefully this video isn't too long, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!